What's up, guys? I'm here in my online dynasty that I started on Football's Future, and we got 12 people in the dynasty, as you might can see. Actually, only 11 are in right now, but we should be getting the 12th guy here soon. I'm gonna be recording all my games and my recruiting just to post and just keep up to date on YouTube or wherever I decide to post it. So I'll just go ahead and get going with my recruiting board. As you can see, I'm Texas Tech. Texas Tech actually has some pretty good recruiting, as they're from one of the powerhouse states, so Texas. But we'll just look through my recruiting board real quick. I actually do things pretty different week one. I don't just do the whole 15 players, 10 players thing. I actually start out with a full board of 35, and I go through and I offer everybody a scholarship just to make sure that they got a scholarship. And after week one recruiting is over, I go back week two and I find 15 people that I think actually have a pretty good chance of committing to me, and I focus more on those 15 and just leave the rest at the bottom of the board, even though I don't really spend time on them and stuff. I mean, still have them on my board. Can go back and spend more time on them later in the season if they haven't committed elsewhere yet. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start. The easiest way I do it, just the bottom 10 get 10 minutes apiece. The top 25 get 20 minutes apiece. It's kind of simple and stupid, and it kind of gets me behind from the start. But I mean, I'll take behind from the start as long as I can catch up. Which most of the schools I'm competing against, like BYU, Southern Miss, Kansas, Southern Methodist. I think I could catch up to most of the schools I'm going to be competing against. But in this game, actually, you can just offer random players like 5-star, even when I'm Texas Tech, and you can get interest from them. As you see, I haven't really offered them yet, but just adding them to your board in the preseason, they're 9th, 8th, 7th, 10th. But I don't know. I think as the season progresses, I actually have a chance of getting a couple of them, and once the season actually starts, I'll probably start spending hours on them. But right now, I'm just gonna go through and spend, like I said, 10 minutes on the bottom 10 and 20 minutes on the top 25. Just search by or not search, sorted by overall. Kind of worries me though, some of the guys that are top 5, like him, and I'm not in the top 5 because I'm probably really far behind. You never know. I mean, you might as well just try and just hope that you can pick them up. But yeah, before I actually start spending some time on the recruits, I'm just gonna say I started this on a football's forum, as I mentioned earlier, playing with right now 10 other guys. One of them is my friend in real life. The rest, I have no clue who they are, but I've been in other online dynasties with them before. It should be fun. We did all three-star schools and under. I think it was a good idea. Me and actually one of the guys from the forum, T Titans fan right here, we are the ones actually started up this dynasty. USA Explicit, he gives me his input. He's my friend in real life, like I said. So yeah, we're both actually going to be doing this, and hopefully maybe start like a YouTube series or something. I don't know. Right now I'm just recording away, but I have no immediate plans, but I'll probably get there eventually. So yeah, now that I got that out of the way, I'll go ahead and start my 10 hours of recruiting, my 3 hours of scouting. Scouting on this game is actually pretty cool. I do like the feature that they added scouting, but at the same time, it doesn't really help you too much out, and some of the time it actually makes you want to delete recruits off your board because you're like, oh, this guy's going to be 75 overall, and then he turns out being 69 overall, and just kind of bothers you a little bit. But you can get over things like that, I guess. I'm just gonna scroll through my recruits and see if anything stands out. Like, I like 6, 7 tight ends. That's something that stands out to me, even though I got a couple of tight ends on my board right here. I'd much rather have him than I would him just by looking at him, but obviously you gotta look at their skills and stuff too. Speed. speed, strength, acceleration, stuff like that takes into account. But I mean, they're both 64 overall. I'm sure they're going to be somewhat similar and everything. So whatever. I'm really going to try to steal a couple of these top recruits from other schools. This is week 1, but like I said, once I get to week 2, I'm going to go, obviously, if right here it'll say how many scholarship offers they have, and the less the better, obviously, but most of the time you'll offer them, and the top recruits will have like 4, 5, 6 scholarship offers. But if you see one that has like only one, mainly just from your school, snag them up. But I guess I'll just go ahead and start with this. Start doing my 10-minute calls here. And it sucks that the guys that you're only spending 10 minutes on, all you have time to do is offer them a scholarship. But hey, I'll get back to it if I'm really interested in having them on my team. So this is pretty much the way I've been recruiting all the way back to, wow, NCAA 09 maybe. Yeah, it works pretty well, especially most dynasties I'll use Tennessee because they're my favorite team, but this one was obviously 3-star and under, so I didn't really get to use Tennessee because they're 4-star, but I just chose Texas Tech. I wanted a team with a good offense. I can kind of make do with an alright defense, and I can actually start building my defense by recruiting, but I really wanted a team with a good offense, so Seth Dee, quarterback at Texas Tech, kind of stood out to me out of the 3-star teams. I think he's 92 overall in this game. They also have a good running back, good receiving core, stuff like that. I actually think their offense might be a B+, which is fairly good for a 3-star school. Not really too thrilled about having an awful defense, but like I said, I guess I'll have to make do with it for now. I remember in the NCAA 12, you would actually go and you would make scholarship offers to guys that would be first on your board, and you could actually get like anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 or 6 recruits in week 1 recruiting, which is kind of unrealistic, but at the same time, if you look at real college football right now, so many recruits have been committing places before the season even started, so I don't know, you'd think they would be more kind of pushing towards that instead of getting away from that, but they did kind of get away from that in this game, because I remember one of the online dynasties I had last year on NCAA 12 with these, most of the same people at least. I was using Baylor, and I think I got 7 week 1 recruits, and they were all at least 3 stars, which is pretty good because in real life, obviously, you commit that early. Hey, as I say that, got a scholarship commit. Yeah, as I said that. But like I said, like I was saying, I had 7 or 8, maybe even 8 week 1 commits. So it's kind of unusual, but in real life they can obviously just change their mind and flip flop. Reuben Foster in real life, that's going on right now. If you guys keep up with recruiting, he just flip flopped from Alabama to Auburn, which kind of makes me happy. Not a big Bama fan. I really don't like too many teams in the SEC besides Tennessee. Probably you guys all know why. The SEC is a powerhouse. They always win. National championships and go to national championship games. But Tennessee hasn't been there in a while. I actually haven't been in the SEC championship game in 5 years or so. But I mean, I'm not going to get into that. But hopefully they start turning things around under old Derek Dooley. We'll have to see how that goes. Right now, I'm thinking about how I'm going to use my scouting for the week. I'm not really exactly sure what I want to do. I do want to know more about some of these recruits down here, as they probably won't get as many scholarship offers week 1, but I do really want to know like how good the top recruits that are on my board actually are. So it'd be kind of a compromise either way I did it. I'll get to that in a minute. Most of the time, if you see on my board all my receivers, I'm looking anywhere from 6'1" to maybe 6'5". Even on this game, I see some that are like 6'6", 6'7". Those are the type of receivers I like. I like throwing it over people's heads instead of just running slants all game. Sometimes I just like either bolting it deep or just throwing jump balls, kind of Calvin Johnson style. But right there, 6'2", that's about my limit. But I'll also look, I really wouldn't mind taking a wide receiver that's super fast, maybe 4.3, 4.4 speed. On this game, it says some of the recruits have like 4.25 speed, which is really unrealistic because you think NFL Combine like top speeds, you think of Chris Johnson a couple years ago. He had like a low 4.2, so I don't know how they could say these high school kids have like 4.2 speed, but at the same time, those are the type of prospects on this that I'm going to be going for, the 4.2 guys, even though it's really unrealistic in real life. But hey, not going to get into that either. Let's actually, well, I guess you can't really see it from the screen, but let's go and look and see where the faster guys I was looking at are. I mean, you can just go look at the letter grade that's attached to the player's name. Oh, this one's actually scouted 91 speed. Which really isn't that fast, but I think most of the athletes on here, I was looking for defensive athletes, maybe safeties, corners, stuff like that. If you can it's actually pretty easy to tell. You just obviously just look at the skills. You look at zone coverage 84. That basically just throws out to me right now that he's going to be a defender and press 85. And he has low route running, so that basically telling me he's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. 6'1", I'd probably put him at corner. Not 100% on that, but might could even use him for like a speedy type linebacker because in this game linebackers are, I don't know, I think they're actually kind of underweighted if I can find a linebacker on my board. See right here, 6'1", 214. And then I go down to that athlete I was just looking at, and it was like 6'1", 206. And, yeah, 6'1", 206. So you're thinking, that's kind of like a defensive back. You think NFL defensive backs, you think, 6 foot, 200 right in that area. Pretty fast. But I don't know. In this game, you never know. It could just be a linebacker. I'll probably just put him at whatever position's best because my defense kind of sucks right now. So I'll do a little bit of that. Go back to making scholarship offers here. Another thing I like, the whole prospect choice thing. That's pretty cool. It gives you a prospect choice bonus. It's better if you're using a good team because he'll probably pick a better category. But also, say I'm picking a guy from Texas, you can just go down here, make this promise right here, promise a game in a home state. Obviously, since I'm from Texas, I'm going to at least play one home game this year, so I can go and do that, and that gets 179 points. Not 179 every time, but between 100 and 200. So right there, that's close to 400 just spending 20 minutes on a guy. Obviously, you can only make the promise once, but I mean, every little bit counts, especially when some schools will be using more time this week than what I'm using on most of these higher rated guys right here. What I did basically at the beginning of the season, since I didn't get to record this, I just found all the guys from Texas, even Oklahoma, because that's one of my pipeline states. I just started adding all these prospects from Texas because on this game they made it a little bit easier to just go after prospects instead of having like a full 10-team board, and it was kind of